You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he.
It's Alex Jones,
He's
folks.
Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Coming up, Texas City pushes back against Sharia law, and the Islamists were protesting it. Rand Paul says he's the only one that can beat Hillary Clinton. I do think overall he's a better candidate than Ted Cruz. Man, Ted Cruz is really, I like what he's saying. Monsanto hit with fine for genetically contaminated wheat supply. We're going to look at this new article out. It's on drudgereport.com, London Independent. Angelina Jolie has ovaries removed. I know my children will never have to say mom died of ovarian cancer. They're telling you everybody's getting cancer because of genetics. No, you're predisposed when you go into certain toxins to then trigger the cancer. And we've got Dr. Joel Wallach joining us to talk about his best-selling book that we sell, InfoWarsStore.com, Epigenetics, and more today. But, Joe, I've been ranting here. What is it like for you to go from being in Stars and Stripes or Army Times, you know, as a hero, and then now they're saying, we don't even know he was in the military, you know, basically implying that, and then basically saying we're liars and anti-military because we don't want the military being used for domestic takeovers, which they admit they've gotten rid of Posse Comitatus. I mean, this is hiding in plain view. Your buddy calls up and says, yeah, we're running a PSYOP. Stay out of it, Joe. I mean, there's this arrogance. It's just, I mean, folks, this is serious. This is not about protecting us.
Yeah, he was saying that, he said, stop putting out your propaganda videos. It's going to run our PSYOP. Just plain and simple, right there. Comes out, I'm like, all right, if it's, why you keep attacking me on it? So he keeps hitting. Now we have Army Times. We have all these people. If it was nothing, they wouldn't talk about it. If it's something that's nothing, what happens? People just sweep it under the rug and move on. That's how you know we're over the target. We're talking about this in a manner that is got so calm and everyone just so uptight. They're like, all right, these guys know about this. People are going to wake up. People are going to find out what's going on. All right, let's just start ramping up the propaganda against them. Let's call them conspiracy theorists. Let's call them crazy. Let's say that, you know, they weren't in the military. Let's do all this. There's going to be more attacks. But guess what? There's so many military people out there I know each and every day who have our backs and who will stand up and do the right thing.
That's right. And the more they lie, the more they lose credibility. I mean, the military knows that there's unprecedented riot training and gun confiscation training going on. It's all over the news.
Well, there's cities all over Texas.
They just say we're full of it because we say it's a bad idea.
There's cities all over Texas right now popping up on their websites, like San Angelo today, for instance, came out saying that they will accept the SOCOM's invitation to basically come out there and run the operations, and then just east or west.
And what this is about is creating the relationship with the locals for future occupation. Yeah. And then, that's what I was told by the emergency manager, Vietnam veteran Thomas Sanchez over Kingsville in 1998. He said they came to us, it's in preparation for a domestic takeover and to see who will go along with it. And then I was told it by the police chief of San Antonio on video. It's not like they've been trying this forever, Joe. The good news is we're holding it back.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Just west of Abilene, they came out. There's a city, can't remember what it's called, like Howard County or something like that, where they said they've already accepted the invitation as well, and there's going to be a lot of airborne operations going on. So troops jumping out of planes like Red Dawn, coming in, landing in your backyard. That's going to scare the living hell out of people, knowing that this is going on. Why can't you do this on your own base? We have installations that are built for training.
They have Fort Hood that's like a tenth of Texas.
So now, but that's how you know it's a PSYOP. Why? We have so much money we've dumped into these training facilities all over America on these giant bases. If we're not going to use them, what's the what's the point? Why do we need to bring this?
Well, they admit it's for a PSYOP to identify, they say in the document, who'll work with them. But, you're going to be working with the Abilene or the San Angelo police in Afghanistan?
No. I mean, this is out of control. I mean, I can't stand
The Austin SWAT team got secretly trained a few years ago at Fort Hood to, quote, take out terrorists. And then we learned part of the training was Tea Party. The military is training the police to kill real Americans. It's treason. It is treason, Joe.
It's just sickening.
But plus, Joe, you were in Afghanistan and Iraq. I mean, can you imagine you guys because they wouldn't actually let you win because it was really just a big money-making operation. But can you imagine actually having to fight the American people?
That would be the hardest battle ever. There's a lot of true patriots out there who are not
absolutely
down and back down.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put 2 and 2 together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor just won't quit.
When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in. No one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. Just one of the key compounds, BioPQQ, is backed by major clinical studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? We now have the synergistic solution. Secure your DNA force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
Hey, how you doing, Al?
Good, brother.
Just recently started using your products. Everything you said about them is correct. Me and my wife both use a lot of them, and it's made a lot of changes in our lives here.
Well, thank you, brother. It's because it also funds our operation, but doing that, I know I've got to have the highest quality. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals.
We do the Super Male and the Super Female Vitality. Big changes, a lot of energy. We've gotten off of the cheap energy drinks, energy shots, saving a ton of money there.
Sourced from powerful organic herbs, harvested around the planet, and then concentrated for maximum potency. They want to stun and dumb down, and energy drinks and stuff just cover that up for a while, but then burn you out, in my experience, whereas stuff that gets your glands naturally going goes right to the source. So it's pretty exciting, and I love it. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life. InfoWars Life and InfoWarsLife.com is extremely excited to announce our latest release, Winter Sun, a revolutionary type of vitamin D3. Winter Sun is a premium quality vitamin D3 nutritional supplement. It is produced by extracting oil from healthy, nutrient-dense plants known as lichens. Every batch is analyzed for purity and D3 content. It's completely free of toxins and allergens. Simply put, if you want the best at an extremely low price, this is it. Winter Sun is the result of our pursuit of the best source of vitamin D3. The research and development took over 2 years, but the result, as verified by independent laboratories, is the best vegan vitamin D3 product in the world. Read the facts at InfoWarsLife.com about Winter Sun Vitamin D3. Not only does vitamin D3 promote a healthy mood, but vitamin D supports our memory and brain function, something the globalists are targeting. Visit InfoWars.com today or call 888-253-3139.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Well, Angelina Jolie has come out and said she not only had her breasts removed, but now she's having her ovaries removed because of predisposition to get cancer. Well, we happen to have one of the leading experts who discovered this information for the federal government in one of the largest autopsy programs ever recorded, Joel Wallach, BS, DVM, ND. He was working in zoological research when he discovered this, and it's also written with some other MDs and PhDs, Ma Lan and Gerhard N. Schrosner, PhD, and it goes on from there. Epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission. We sell the book at InfoWarsStore.com and at InfoWarsHealth.com. And the forward is by Jeffrey S. Bland, PhD. This is such key information, especially with what Angelina Jolie is getting into. This is some of the big secrets they don't want folks to know about. Then we're going to get in to robots to replace almost half of jobs over the next 20 years. That's out of the Brisbane Times. That dovetails with one of the founders of Apple, Steve Wozniak, saying the future of artificial intelligence is scary and very bad for people. We're going to get into record cold temperatures continue, another month of record cold, but reasons to be optimistic. This is their supposed global warming. Report Israel spied on Iran nuke talks. Apple soon to be a $1 trillion company. We've got a bunch of news on the illegals and the borders being wide open. But putting an end cap here, or bookends on what we just spent a lot of the last hour on, the anatomy of a PSYOP, Stars and Stripes, Army Times, Bloomberg, Newsweek, Vice. They attacked us too?
Today.
Really? Everybody under the sun is attacking Infowars.com and saying, ridiculous. They claim they're militarizing the police. They claim there's a domestic takeover plan. They claim the Army is going to invade Texas and take it over this summer. No, we didn't say that. We said they're training to invade it, listing it as hostile. They threatened 2 years ago to use, as Associated Press, air blockades of F-16s Obama did if the legislature passed a law banning the TSA groping children. The House passed it unanimously. They said, we're going to blockade your airlines, so they shot it down in the Senate. I mean, that was in the news. And we have a special report on Infowars.com, red-linked, where I show all the documents, the RAND Corporation, the Pentagon announcement, where they say veterans and gun owners are Northcom's main job. I mean, this is all over the news. We're the ones that broke it. Army and MSM launched disinfo PSYOP against American people. This is happening, and they don't want us, just like they said there was no death panels in Obamacare, or just like they said there weren't death panels in the VA now admitted, or that it didn't increase your prices when it did, or didn't get rid of your doctor. They lie until it's in place. They don't want to debate about this now. Just like they'd say anthrax shots aren't killing the troops in 2001. And then they later admitted it was deadly and quit it. We were called kooks then. So we're not even defending ourselves. This is a good thing they're attacking us, but imagine a civil war in America that they want to start, stirring up people against the police, all of this. Joe Biggs, as a veteran, I mean, what do you make of this? And what would happen if there was a real civil war in America?
Well, obviously, that wouldn't be very, very good at first. But you got to think, like I said before, the lower soldiers, the guys who are in there, you know, right out of high school, out of college, they're not the ones you got to worry about. It's the ones at the Pentagon. It's the people up there who are into the politics. They're the ones who work with the, you know, the big money. Those are the ones you have to worry about to make those kind of decisions. And this is the thing. This is part of the PSYOP. How are we as civilians going to know when this is a mission or a training exercise?
That's right.
And then when are the soldiers going to know the difference between a training exercise and, hey, all of a sudden we're actually going out on the streets and being told to do this?
And that's what they admit it's for. And if you watch the Charlton Heston piece on History Channel about the Panama invasion, they did the same thing for 6 months before the real deal there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. That's the PSYOP with us. It's confusing people to not know when it's going to be a training exercise and an actual mission to do.
And you were told by your buddy from Iraq and Afghanistan, who's now at SOCOM.
Yep, he's down in Tampa, Florida.
He said, yeah, shut up, Biggs. It is a PSYOP.
Yep, exactly. Word for word. I mean, it's out there. It's in your face. I mean, there's not more we can do. We're telling you, we're showing you the documents. And like I said, SOCOM's not denying that these are real slides, that information's on there. They're just trying to take they're just trying to.
Yeah, they now finally admit it. For 4 or 5 days, it was, oh, we don't know if it's even real now. Okay, it's real. Yeah. And then they misrepresent what we're saying.
But then you have these local cities that are popping up, accepting the invitation for Operation Jade Helm to go live in their cities.
And by the way, guys, if you go to YouTube and type in Alex Jones, San Antonio Police Chief, or Alex Jones, Delta Force, you can see the 30-minute interview. And the film is 30 minutes. It was actually an hour long with Ale Philippus, who was in Army intelligence himself. Delta Force came in with $200,000 in 1998 in his office and said, we want you to work in secret operations with us here locally. And it was basically narcotics trafficking. And it was Delta Force. And he said, no way. And then he found out a bunch of the city officials had taken the money. Once you take the money, you're now compromised. They were there in an infiltration op, the same ones you use to buy off third world countries, like Guatemala or whatever. They were doing it to them. Well, it turns out most police chiefs take the money.
Yeah.
Can you believe this, Joe?
Well, like I said, when I was in the military, they would shove Percocet down our throat. And a lot of people have to have adverse reactions, have to go to these like AA meetings type things. You'd have to go for if you were drunk and got into a fight, and which is what happened to me one time. I had to go to like an AA meeting. And in there was a Delta Force commando guy who was there because he was caught smuggling heroin from Afghanistan into the States. So you know what's happening. You know that since the government's been over there, since the U.S. Army has been running operations in Afghanistan, that the opium production gone up like tenfold.
And again, that's who gets into the higher rungs, the guys that will torture, that will deal drugs. I mean, if you'll do that, you're going to get a big house in Hawaii,
but
Joe.
That's the thing, though. Mainstream media is not going to cover this stuff. That's what we do at InfoWars. We cover real topics, and we encourage people to go do the research themselves.
Sure, well, they can't snow job me. I'm from Texas. I mean, it's got to be a third of my family has been recruited and been in this. And that's not saying